but she won't run without it being choked. That means carburetor's got to come off and it's got to get put in the tank. She's only running with the choke on. Pull that breather hose off, tuck it up out of the way, get the air cleaner out of here. Go in here with our 10mm. Get our screen out here first. Not really a screen, but it protects the foam filter from getting sucked in and choking it off. Yeah, she's lost the idle circuit, so carburetor's got to get off, take it apart, put in the tank. Let that soak for a while. We got one more in the back we got to get off. I'm really surprised this thing doesn't have a fuel shutoff that I could find. Get our air cleaner off. Got to remember our gasket. That goes on there, so we'll save that. Get our fuel line off. Got to move you a little bit. Need to find a place we can tuck that fuel line up out of the way. There we go. So we'll drain what's left of our fuel. We'll get our float ball off. Get our gasket off. Okay, what else can we get out of here? See how many threads are showing through. Looks like one. That's just your idle speed. We're going to take that out. And right here is the idle circuit. See if we can work that up and out. There is a jet inside there. We'll blow a little bit of compressed air right inside there. And we'll clean this jet out in here. This is probably clogged. I'm going to shut you off while I turn the compressor on. Okay, so when I say I'm throwing it in the tank, I got a jug of this Berryman's Chem Dip carburetor and parts cleaner. You never want to expose any of your rubber seals or gaskets or O-rings to it, because it's like regular carburetor cleaner and it will destroy them. It'll expand them and stretch them out. Yes, the can looks old, but it's not really that old. It lives outside here in my shop, so it gets rained on. That's why I'm very, very particular about keeping it sealed up. So we're going to take our carburetor, set it in there, and we're just going to let it soak for a while. The Berryman's won't hurt the plastic, but it will do a number on the rubber. So while that's going on, I'm going to point you down here for a moment. So we can see see, that's the smallest one and it's clogged right up. See, air will go through here and come out here. This is what, there it goes. This is why it wouldn't idle. And if you can see how small that is, but now we can see the wire through it. Yeah, that's why she wouldn't idle. All right, she's clean. Let me blow a little compressed air through it. And we're going to wait on the carburetor, which is in there. So I'll bring you back when the carburetor is done. Okay, she's done cooking. You want to rinse this stuff off with water. Hold on. You want to rinse this stuff off with water when you're done. And then right. Seal that up in a minute. Find all of our parts. So it doesn't really matter what way this goes in. You can't see what I'm doing. It's got two flats on it. And the flat's going to go up against that. So just take it, push it in and push it down. Take this. Remember we said it was about one thread out. And we're just about almost one thread out. A little bit more. There we go. Now we'll put it back together. And try it again and see if she idles. Remember, you want the one with the gasket on it. On this particular model, that one's long, that one's short. It's got a gasket. We're going to leave it on hand tight for a moment, and we're going to check and see. Yeah, that's about where we want our drain. And then we can snug it up. Take our drain and put that in, make sure the O-ring's on it. Hold on a moment. This has to go all the way through like that. Otherwise it'll bind up on you. Now let me see if I can raise you up where you can see. We put our gasket on. Take our fuel line, which was oh so generously dripping. Put that back on. Boy, they don't give you a lot, I tell you that. All right, enough messing around. Let's get this thing back together. She's not leaking. Got the idle circuit cleaned. We know we're going to drop a few more nuts and bolts. So let's just do that now and get that over with. And we'll start this thing up and we're going to see if it will idle without the choke on. Okay, so we didn't drop a nut and a bolt that time. We dropped the ratchet. That's fine. I'm going to shut you off because all you're seeing is the back of my hand. We're going to tighten down that nut, and that bolt down there. Bring you back in a minute. All right, we're in the home stretch. We put that in while we listen to helicopters go over our roof. Put that in. Lock our air cleaner cover down. Put our breather on. Okay. Let's pick up our tools and see if this silly thing will start. Okay, let's turn this thing around. We have our nice big light that we're going to plug in. We're going to turn that to choke. Now we're going to see if it idles. And she's got an idle sign. Now let's put her under load. All right, that little bit of hunting, that surging you heard, I don't like that, but aside from buying a new carburetor, there's really not a lot else we can do with it. So we went from a no run, no start, no crank, no nothing, to it runs. Guess we can give it back to the customer and say, hey, you need to address a couple of things. Charge your battery or get a new one. Replace that fuel tank. If you can't replace it, keep an eye on that fuel filter. We're just going to put the battery back together. I mean, the darn thing starts easy enough. Gonna call the customer up and tell them, hey, we're done with your stuff. Let them know what we found, give them our recommendations, and go from there. But he's got a working generator now. Like I said, I don't know how many watts it is. I don't know anything about it. Just it's a Powerhorse Generator. And it's now running and putting out power. So there we go. We're done with it. As always, thanks for watching. Thanks for the comments. Just thanks for everything. I enjoy doing this. I don't do this for a living. I work in the automotive industry. This is my hobby. But I work a lot of hours. So hey, if you're leaving questions in the comments, things like that, maybe some of the other people can chime in. Because man, I'm telling you, I work 60 hours a week. This is the first time in probably 3 months that I've been able to even have some time during the daylight hours to shoot a video. So again, not making excuses, but if I haven't answered you and haven't gotten back to you, that's why. Anyway, you guys have a good one. We'll see you on the next one. Thanks for the likes. Thanks for the comments. Thanks for the subscriptions. Until then, take it easy.